What's happening, guys? I'm out in Oakland Township right now with one of our foremen, Diego, and you're going to be able to see a pretty cool little project. Something I think that's really unique about our company is that we do all jobs. So from big to small, it doesn't matter what we do, we want to do it better than anyone else, and that's why we focus just in this market in brick pavers. So we just do brick pavers and concrete, and that's where we stay. So I'm at this project, it goes down a hill, so there's a lot of slope, and if you look around, it's just covered in water, saturation everywhere, even though it does have good pitch. What you'll notice different about this walkway, and I think is really unique, is the way we build a walkway compared to other people. And again, there's right, wrong, indifferent. I'm not saying that they aren't doing it right or to standards. It's just we build it a little bit different than what you would see your typical installation from, say, a landscaper or a new guy that's out here. Now, something that we've been doing for a long time is called foundation support block. And what that is the 6-inch structural block. And why we use that is if we have really heavy grades and things that are pitching, you know, a lot harder than, say, your typical flat walkway, we don't want that concrete that you put on the sides, or a lot of guys will use plastic. That's not going to hold up, and gravity's going to win. It's going to slide down that hill and it's going to fall apart prematurely. So what we do is we over dig, especially in the areas that we know we need to have some additional support, like at the bottom. And we're going to put block around the bottom of this, and then we adhere the paver to the block as opposed to just slapping concrete up against the side. So we're elevating it, and you're going to see the string lines of what they're setting and the grade that we have to hit in order to allow this to pitch properly as well. Because when you also see this, you can see that we've dug it by about 12 inches. We have to build this up, obviously, to get it pitched properly. And if we don't do that, then again, we're going to start seeing it slide down the hill because there is way too much elevation on this property. So what I'm going to show you over here is, so you won't actually see this block, but these are 6-inch durable Stonegate block. We build with this block, and that's the reason we use it. We have a nice little partnership with Fendt, and what we do is we buy their overrun colors. So when they're purging out a color, say from their machine, they're gonna have 2-3 pallets that are not really a color because they're trying to get all the color out of the machine. And we buy these because we know that we're gonna be burying them. So what they're gonna do with this block, and this is kind of a unique situation, is they've set the paver height to here. So when you set your paver height to here, they want to be able to get these pavers to pitch above this ground, so we can't go below this, and we got to come above it. We come above it, most guys, what they do is they put the paver right here, per se, if this were a paver. Let's say they put the paver right here, and then they'd slap concrete here. Now, to me, that's too much height. I mean, you're talking, that's higher than the paver. So they're gonna bury this block on a 21 AA up here to get this elevation and height. But it also, what it does is it allows the block, because the paver will actually be glued to this block, and it's not gonna be an overhang. We call it more of an underhang. So you're gonna have it glued here, and then we will put concrete up here just for aesthetic purposes of, like, essentially how most people do it. But what people don't see when we're done with this job is that there's a block buried underneath there. And that's what's gonna hold this in place. So again, that's what you're seeing here, is there's an extra dig here for this foundation support block to hold this in place. So it's kind of unique to what we do compared to what other people do. We always take into account water and water mitigation, and then we also want to make sure that it's structurally sound and it can hold the test of time, because there's a lot of water that you're going to see run off this driveway down this hill into that pond. So all of this stays wet. I need to make sure this is propped up and elevated so it stays dry, and it also holds together from the freeze-thaw cycles that we get in Michigan. So Diego is running this site. Aaron actually is the sales rep. So two of the best that you've ever seen combination-wise. Diego is one of our newer foremen that came up through the company. And you've met Alejandro, a day in the life of Alejandro. We're gonna do that. Well, Diego's his brother. We also have Noé. We have Chewy out here. So this is a smaller crew, but don't let the size of this crew will have this job. They just get work done, and it's so clean. The cuts are so nice, and the detail work of what he's learned from working with his brother. He's also worked with Luis. He's worked with the greats, and he's become his own lead. And Noé is also somebody that you will see here soon. When we get a little more people, he'll be out on his own as well. His truck is actually parked because we're actually looking for more people that we can grow this a little bit more and put another crew on the road. So essentially you got 2 foremen on a job, which is pretty cool. Here's Diego. I'm gonna introduce you to him. So this is Diego, again, one of our newer foremen, but he's been with us for a long time. Especially important to me, I've known this man as a young man. He's now not only a new husband, but now a new father, a great family man, and precision accuracy on his job, laser focused on how his work comes out, the cuts and the details and all the things that you do. You learned all this. I mean, he did brick before us, but he's taken things to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate that.
Thank you for the opportunity. All companies work different.
Yeah.
So when I jumped from the other company to this one, whole different system. We do repairs here. The other company just did new jobs. So I learned a lot in this company from my brother, from Luis, from Larry, from all the other good guys here. And they took me to that next level so I could become what I am today. And yeah, this is what we do. Just focus on getting the right levels.
Yeah.
In this area, since it's a big slope,
Right.
we got to get a high point somewhere. Because if you run a string line from that end straight to this end, you're gonna have your brick paver so low in the ground here. So we got to bump up some high points. Make sure it just turns out the best we can. All the water slides away. No water stays in the patio. And
do you like that block system too? Putting the block?
Oh yeah, so it's an amazing system. That really helps out from like the edges spreading apart, or when you have high points, that bumps you up instead of having the paver so high. And the foundation support system really works out really well.
And we've all kind of come up with these things. I mean, we've been around a long time, but these are some of the things that we do different just because we do all these things. We don't just install. And that's something I think, again, I want to touch on. We do huge jobs. We do small jobs. We take care of people, and if you have brick pavers or you want brick pavers, it doesn't matter if it's a big or small project. We're gonna treat every single project the same. The same care and detail that this walkway is taken when we build a big job, and vice versa. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, we try to get the best cuts, try to get the best grades and everything. Make sure the job lasts for a good amount of time, good amount of years. And
longer than what's anticipated. He tries to build it forever. So nothing lasts forever, but the objective is to make it last forever and build it as if you were building your own home. How would you do it at your house? And I don't think you would do it any different, would you? I mean, maybe the paver color, right?
The material's optional. It's really all up to what you like.
Yeah.
The color of your house, everything matters, you know. But yeah, I always come to a job site, treat the clients, make sure they're comfortable with me, with whatever we're doing. If they have any questions, have them, just come at me with the questions they got. I'll answer the questions. If they have concerns, we'll come and answer everything. Make sure they're comfortable with what we're gonna do and what they're gonna get in their house installed.
So another cool thing with Diego as well is, let's say for instance, Luis, or let's say Alejandro, we were on a project in Birmingham about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and it was legitimately a nightmare. And not any other reason, we just had to make sure that no base or nothing could be in the street. So we had to essentially load this person's property and then move all this material, and he was able to step in and run that project as Alejandro had some obligations personally that he had to do. So he can step into a role and run 5-6 crews or 5, 6 guys. It's just a matter of we need more people. That's all we really do. So not only is this video about a day in the life of Diego, it's also if you're looking to get into the brick paver business and you want to work with some guys that are true leaders in the industry, reach out to us as well, because we're always looking for good hard workers that not only they just have pride in what they do. They do the work, and look at how serious this man is. You want this guy on the property. You want Chewy. You want No Way. These guys aren't rookies. These guys know what's going on, right? I mean, this is what we do every single day. You guys aren't planting plants tomorrow, are you? Never.
Plants? No, no, we don't do no plants.
No plants.
Unless they ask us to,
but it's minimal. It's nothing that it's not part of our job. We'll do it if somebody has a couple shrubs and they want us to put them in for them, but we're not trying to do landscaping. All we're focused on is our brick business and doing it better, fixing it better. Whatever we're doing with brick, we want to make it last and make it last a very long time. It's always a pleasure working with you, Diego. This is a great guy. And I'm so happy that I'm able, again, I got to watch this guy pretty much, you weren't a kid, but you were a young man, and the changes from the woman he married to this beautiful child and all the things that are happening, I've got to be a part of it, and it's really cool to see guys come up and grow up and just become the strong men that they are today that you see. They're all shaped differently, but these guys, every single crew I would have work at my house, every single crew. We have the best crews and the best people in the business, and this is one of them right here, and here's a couple more guys right here. Thank you for watching this video, and stay tuned. We'll be in the day in the life of somebody next week. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, Diego. Thank you again,
Steve.
brother.
Thank you for the opportunity, and thanks for everything, Steve. Appreciate it.
Thank you.